So we shall discuss now about anatomy, anatomy of earthworm, and in this class we will discuss in detail about the different organ systems in earthworm. So to begin with, the body wall of the earthworm is very moist and it is thin, soft, skinny, elastic, and consists of cuticle, epidermis, muscles, and coelomic epithelium. Okay, the body wall of the earthworm, it is very moist, thin, soft, and skinny, elastic, and consists of cuticle, epidermis, muscles, and coelomic epithelium. The epidermis consists of supporting cells, gland cells, basal cells, and sensory cells. Epidermis consists of supporting cells, gland cells, basal cells, and sensory cells. And there is a spacious body cavity called coelom, and it is seen between the alimentary canal and the body wall. The coelom contains the coelomic fluid and serves as a hydrostatic skeleton. And being an invertebrate, and this coelomic fluid only, it serves as hydrostatic skeleton. So the body cavity or coelom consists of coelomic fluid and it serves as a hydrostatic skeleton. And in this, it has coelomocytes, which are known to play a major role in regeneration, immunity, and wound healing. Coelomic fluid consists of coelomocytes, and coelomocytes are very important to help in regeneration, that is to redevelop the parts which are lost, which is called as regeneration. The capacity to redevelop the parts which are lost is called regeneration. Generating again, okay, the parts which are lost. And also these coelomocytes help in immunity and wound healing. The coelomic fluid of the earthworm is milky and alkaline. The nature of the coelomic fluid is milky and alkaline, and it consists of granulocytes or eliocytes, amoebocytes, mucocytes, and leukocytes. We will discuss now about the digestive system of earthworms. The digestive system of the earthworm consists of the alimentary canal and the digestive glands. The alimentary canal runs as the straight tube throughout the length of the body from mouth to anus. So it has a straight alimentary canal and it runs from mouth to anus as a straight that is tube or canal, and throughout the length it runs throughout the length of the body, and the mouth opens into buccal cavity. So digestive system, it starts with mouth and it opens into buccal cavity, and this occupies the first and second segments. So digestive system starts with mouth that opens into buccal cavity, and this occupies the first two segments, 1 and 2. Then buccal cavity, it leads into a thick muscular pharynx which occupies third and fourth segments, and it is surrounded by pharyngeal glands. So mouth, then buccal cavity, leads into thick muscular pharynx, and this occupies third and fourth segments, and it is surrounded by pharyngeal glands. A small narrow tube called esophagus lies in the fifth segment. So mouth, then buccal cavity, then pharynx, then esophagus. So esophagus, it lies in the fifth segment and it continues into a muscular gizzard that is present in the or located in the sixth segment. The gizzard helps in the grinding of soil particles and decaying leaves, because earthworm, it takes soil particles also. So this gizzard helps in the grinding of soil particles and decaying leaves. Intestine starts from the seventh segment and it continues till the last segment. So after mouth, buccal cavity, pharynx, esophagus, then gizzard, then from seventh segment starts the intestine and it continues up to last segment. The dorsal wall of the intestine is folded into the cavity as the typhlosole. The intestine wall, the dorsal wall of the intestine, it is folded into cavity called typhlosole. And these foldings contain blood vessels, and these foldings also increase the absorptive area of the intestine. So in order to absorb more substances in a larger quantity, or in order to increase the absorptive area of the intestine, the foldings are present. The inner epithelium consists of columnar cells and glandular cells. So, in the intestine that has epithelium also, the inner epithelium that consists of columnar cells and glandular cells. The alimentary canal opens to the exterior through the anus. Okay. So, this is the picture to show the digestive system, and it starts with mouth, then pharynx. Mouth leads into pharynx, pharynx leads into esophagus, then esophagus leads into gizzard, and from here it is intestine. So the first part, the anterior part of the intestine, it is here it is marked as stomach. Then the whole of the canal, alimentary canal, it is the intestine. It goes up to the last segment, and these projections are called intestinal cecum. And these foldings are marked as typhlosole, and this is the lumen, or the cavity of the intestine. That is what is found inside the intestine, the cavity found inside the intestine, which is called intestinal lumen. Okay, so we'll discuss what happens, that is after the ingested organic rich soil. After the earthworm has taken the organic rich soil, whatever is taken in, that is ingested. Okay, whatever is taken in into the digestive system, that passes through the digestive tract, where digestive enzymes break down complex food into smaller absorbable units. Okay, whatever is taken by the earthworm, it moves on, or it passes through the digestive tract, and digestive enzymes which are secreted from the digestive system break down these complex food substances into smaller absorbable units. The simpler molecules are absorbed through the intestinal membrane and are utilized. So after that, so it is easy for the that is for the animal to, that is for the digestive system, so that the simple molecules can be easily absorbed into the intestinal membrane and are utilized. The undigested particles, okay, whatever is not digested, these particles move along with earth, that is soil, and they are eliminated out through the anus as worm castings or vermicast. Whatever is not digested, that is the undigested particles, along with soil or earth, they are passed out through anus as worm castings or vermicast. In apart, that is apart from it, there are glands present. Okay, digestive glands like pharyngeal or salivary gland cells and the glandular cells of the intestine. These are the digestive glands. They secrete digestive enzymes for digestion of food. So, pharyngeal are salivary gland cells and the glandular cells of the intestine. These are supposed to be the digestive glands. They also secrete digestive enzymes for digestion of food. Okay. So, with that digestive system, we have discussed in detail about it. So, this is a respiratory system, and there is no special respiratory organs are found in earthworms. Okay, no lungs or no gills are present. Then that is a mode of respiration is diffusion. That is, respiration takes place through the body wall or the skin. That is the outer surface of the skin. It is richly supplied with blood capillaries. So there are so many blood capillaries which open to the that is on the skin, so that they have close contact with the outside environment. So it helps in the diffusion of gases. So outer surface of the body, that is the skin, which is moist, and it is also richly supplied with blood capillaries. These blood capillaries are in intimate contact or close contact with the outside environment. They open on the skin so that they can help in diffusion of gases. That is, oxygen from the soil is taken in, diffuses through the skin into the blood capillaries, while the carbon dioxide from the blood capillaries diffuses out. It's a very simple method of gaseous exchange by this method called diffusion. So for this purpose, the skin is always kept moist by mucus and coelomic fluid, and so that it can facilitate in the exchange of gases. The skin is kept moist by mucus secreted by the glands, and also coelomic fluid, that is also helpful in facilitating the exchange of gases. Okay, so in the next class we shall discuss about other systems in the body. Thank you.